Charmaine Grace, we are extremely pleased to have you as our speaker this month at our Business Professional Women of Niagara Falls Club. Are you a dreamer? Did you stop dreaming as the years of caring for others while building careers put your life on autopilot? Or because life experience told you that dreams were not for you? This talk is to inspire you to dare to dream again by sharing how doing just that can add magic to your life. The magic of reawakening your heart dreams is the first step to your journey of self-discovery. A dream starts as the tickle of possibility that touches your heart and will, if you allow it, inspire you to take action to make that dream a reality. Charmaine Grace, you are your next step to possibilities. Certified as a Passion Test Facilitator and as a life coach, you guide individuals and groups past the blocks that hold them stuck. Your mission is to help clients empower themselves to step into their possibilities. Thank you for being with us this evening.
Thank you. Thank you. You just went through my whole beginning, so that's my fault. So what I want to talk about is like Jocelyn said, I want to dare you to start to dream again if you have stopped. Although I think most of us here are quite aware of what dreams are like. What I'd like you to do is dream like you did when you were a little girl, when your fantasies, also known as dreams, had you dancing or singing or pretending to be. What were you pretending to be when you were little? I was a teacher at one point. Anybody else want to share?
I'm not sure what to say it in English, an equestrian.
Okay, you're a horseback rider. Yes.
But a very special one that won all kinds of prizes and races.
That was a dream you had?
That was a dream I had.
Oh, that is awesome. Anybody else got something that they dreamed as a kid?
Me, to be the statistician for the Buffalo Sabres.
Statistician that's a wonderful dream. That's kind of cool. Anybody else?
I wanted to be a teacher as well, although probably a real good thing I wasn't, because I'd probably be in jail now. I don't think I'd have the patience to deal with what teachers have to deal with these days.
I kind of agree with you. Well, I pretended, like the things I said, singing, dancing. Oh, I wanted to be a ballerina so bad, but my parents said, can't have it. So I said, okay. But when I asked that question, as a young girl, the creator of the Passion Test book and the process, she used to wait till everybody in the house was sound asleep, and then she'd sneak out, and under the corner street lamp, she would pretend to be a world-class actress, dancing and singing her heart away to her imaginary audience. Can you imagine? That's so cool. Wow. Never had that kind of creativity. I also wanted to be Jane with Tarzan.
Oh.
I love the adventure of being in the woods, except I was afraid of heights, so I couldn't really get very high on the swing. Anyway, but what I wanted to get to, the first part of what I'm going to talk about, we're going to look at why people stop dreaming, the importance of a dream, and how people can start dreaming again. So as you grew up into adulthood, perhaps life got in your way. So you put your dreams away until what? The kids were grown, the parents were taken care of, the business was successful, etc., etc. Or instead of putting them away, to keep them from tugging at your heartstrings, you buried them so deep that you can't even remember what they were. My dreams were shattered when I was a teenager. I remember I'd been doing some writing at school, and I come home from school all excited because I told my mom, I know what I want to be when I grow up. I want to go to university, and I want to be a journalist. Mm-hmm. And my mother took a drag off her cigarette, looked at me and said, well, you'll get there the best GD way you know how, because I'm not helping.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
That dream exploded. And I had no idea of some of the resources that were available. So, but that was just one of the many ways that my dreams were stopped. Conditioning is a really big reason people stop dreaming. And with women, it's a common thing. Many of us are told to stop dreaming because it's not practical. Dreams are not for people like us, or they come to the conclusion that it's not okay to want for me any more than I already have. A lot of people stop dreaming because they get so busy with the noise and urgency of life that they don't give themselves an opportunity to dream. Because minds that are overloaded are always, what do I say? Minds on overload are always questioning and worrying. Am I good enough? Oh no, I screwed that up. Oh, how am I going to handle tomorrow? So-and-so did me wrong. I'll fix her. And they fill their minds with possible solutions or all kinds of worries and regrets and fears. There's no room for dreaming in those kind of minds. But sometimes, oh, well, here's another dream blocker. Sometimes when that tickle of a dream stirs your heart with a hint of possibility, the insecurity in you squashes it with your belief about your current reality. And it stomps that dream with self-doubts and lack of experience. I've been working for 4 summers in a gift shop down in Victoria Park in Niagara Falls. My manager came up to me one day and offered me the opportunity to work as her office assistant. Now, as a sales clerk, we worked 2 shifts, a day shift and an afternoon shift. And we only had 1 day a week off. So I think my day at the time was Thursday. She said, Charmaine, how would you like to be my assistant? Then you can work steady days in the office and you'll have Sunday off, which was perfect for me because when I was dating my husband, he only had weekends off and we used to go away. So the whole idea of it, the tingle in my heart, oh, I got so excited. And yet almost instantly, I heard myself giving excuses as to why I couldn't take the job. I had no business experience. I never studied business in school. I didn't even know how to type. How am I going to help her? I said to her, I said, as much as I would love it, I think you'll be much better off with someone who's got some business experience. And I turned it down. I wasn't even cognizant at the time that I have the ability to learn and I can learn quick, and I gave it away. Basically, many of us do give up our dreaming because it's safer not to want, and not dreaming, though, it costs us. It costs us. Let me share a story. In one of my Take Your Next Step seminars, I take the audience to the future to have them look at what their end of life is going to look like if they stay on the path they're on. And a lot of people have fun with it. But in this group that I did it, as I took them to the future, this one woman buried her face in her hands as she cried out, "It's too depressing." Oh my gosh. And she was much younger than I am now, I'll tell you that much. But that poor woman had actually stopped dreaming, and she was terrified about her future life. Our future, well, I said to her, oh my gosh, that's so sad. Whatever happened in your past is your past, and you can't change that. But your future is an open book, and you're the author. You can write a new future, but not if you don't dream. If you don't dare to dream something better, be stuck for the next 20, 30 years, too afraid to look forward. Oh, So why do we want to dream? What's the importance of having a dream? Well, first, what is a dream? To me, a dream is the seed of an idea that, when it's nurtured and clarified, becomes a future outcome. It may begin as that tickle in your heart, and as it grows, it begins to occupy your mind and tease you with its possibility. After all, a dream is a wish your heart makes. Anybody know where that came from? That's from Snow White. It is a starting place for creating a future that you want to step into, if you allow it. And that's the thing. Having a dream is important because it touches your heart and mind. It nudges you with what could be. It inspires you to consider expanding your life, changing direction, and stepping into new possibilities. It's always important to me. When allowed to grow, a dream inspires risk and it adds to the adventure of your life. They stretch your imagination. They allow you to see and create a picture of possibility. They give you a vision that can empower you to make that dream a reality. So why do we need a dream? Well, according to Eleanor Roosevelt, the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams, in the beauty of their dreams. As I said, you get a future vision. They remind us that there's more to life than just surviving today, especially if it's a bad day. They get us thinking about tomorrow. Dreams keep our curiosity alive. They keep asking us, what if? What if something wonderful is out there that I can experience? What if I could be, do, or have? Fill in your blanks. Back in the olden days, mine was professional speaker. That was before I even learned anything about life coaching. They give us a purpose, keeping our wonder alive as we weather the storms and hardships of daily living. With the possibility of a dream, I just see the recording sign. With the possibility of a dream, of achieving, of building, of creating something, we get purpose. It gives us purpose. It's wonderful. Our dreams also help us know who we are. And they help us know who we are by connecting us with ourselves, with our values, with our loves, which many of us don't even have time for. But without our own dreams, we become strangers to ourselves as we spend our time living the dreams of someone else. And then we wonder, why am I always so frustrated or witchy with a B? Okay. That's why we need to dream. I started to dream again after leaving my first marriage, taking my children with me. When I was offered a part-time job at Bright's Wines as a tour guide, I'd been pouring wine, and Janet came up to me and said, you're really good with the people. How'd you like to be a tour guide? And I looked at her, and in my mind is going, no expletive way. I was terrified. And then my mind that turned down the first opportunity said to me, Charmaine, you're a single parent with 2 young kids. You need to build your confidence. What better way than to get paid to do so? So I swallowed the big lump in my throat and I grinned at her and said, yes, please. I'd love to be a tour guide. And I ended up as a tour guide for 13 years, working around full-time work. It was my part-time work and raising my 2 small kids. But that tour guide job was really powerful. So one of the things I'd like to recommend to help you dreaming is try new things. And that's not in my speech right now, but the job as a tour guide is what introduced me to Toastmasters. And I joined Toastmasters, and at Toastmasters, I learned about the Hamilton Speakers Association and became an associate member of the Canadian Association of Professional Speakers. That allowed me to speak on a conference stage at a conference in Toronto, where I was acknowledged for doing an excellent job by an international, what now? Come on, a Toastmaster in best speaker, international speaker, Mark Brown. That was so cool. That was so cool. But then being a Toastmaster also introduced me to the Passion Tests, the workshops that I give now. And it introduced me to life coaching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's what really awakened my dream of inspiring women to believe in themselves through my coaching and my retreats. Having a dream is something that gives us hope. When we can see what better looks like, we can endure most anything. The possibility helps us resist despair, resignation, even depression. It tells us life can be more, life can be better. Dreams keep us growing. We really need something to keep us growing. What is life without a dream of something different, more wonderful? Well, Thoreau said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. And I think that that's really a great idea. If you dare even just to dream a little bit, you can go confidently into your dreams. But how do you start dreaming again if your dreams have been on hold for the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years? You'll have to find a way to do it. Well, the very first step you have to take to make your dreams, to start dreaming again, is to give yourself permission to dream. I find with the women that come to my retreats, a lot of times that the first thing that they need is just permission to want for themselves. Women have been conditioned so generationally to take care of other people that we leave ourselves off the list. And when it comes down to the fact that you stop dreaming, believe it or not, you chose to stop dreaming. Yes, I know it feels like life, family, business, and more got in the way, but ultimately it was you who made the choice. And I remember that because when I was young, I'm going to say late teens, early 20s, I remember declaring that the best life to live was a blue-collar life, like we were living with our family. I was more than happy to watch hockey night in Canada on Saturday night, play cards on Sunday, have family events. And I didn't realize that that was wrong, at least for me. I needed more. And in my coaching studies, one thing I learned is that our purpose in life is expansion and growth. And if we're not growing, what are we doing, ladies? What was it Bob Proctor used to say, when you're green, you're growing. When you're not, you're dying. So what I'm trying to say is that my belief back then, my belief is another thing that added to my dream shutdown. The point is that you can make a new choice. You can add more spice to your life by daring to dream again. Give yourself permission to allow your mind to open to the possibilities. Perhaps as you're soaking in a hot tub one night, instead of replaying the troubles of the day or going over your list for tomorrow, just allow yourself to be tickled by a thought of possibility. That's something that you can even do this when you're going for a walk or in a shower Or how about sitting at the kitchen table with that first cup of coffee? Allow the niggle of a new idea to awaken your spirit. Those are the best times. Aren't those the times when your ideas do pop into your head? When you're in the shower, miles away from a pen and paper, or out walking in the woods? Listen to the longing in your heart instead of pushing it away with your to-do list or scrolling through social media.
Mm-hmm.
Make some space in your life to dare to dream about what could be possible for you. Because you know what? You're worth it. Each and every one of us is worth it. We've forgotten that in our upbringing, a lot of us, and our need for approval and everything else. Here are some thoughts that came up when I was looking for some quotes on dreaming. These things to ponder. And the first one is, it's never too late to focus on your dreams. That brings to mind the women next door to my mom's, to my sister's. One day I was over there and this woman was visiting from Whitehorse in the Yukon. She was 92 years old and she had a big stuffed animal that would drive with her. And she drove from Whitehorse, Yukon to Niagara Falls. 92. And she was driving back home again, right? So it's never too late for our dreams. Dreaming, after all, according to Gloria Steinem, is a form of planning. And think we've got years left to live, some or most of us. So why not dare to dream about a new plan for your future? Dreams are necessary to life. And this is by Anais Nin. She was a French-American essayist. And that was inspiring when I read that. So to begin dreaming again, surround yourself with other dreamers, with people who encourage dreams and encourage you to take your next steps. And a great place to do that, if I do say so myself, is at one of my Dare to Dream Again retreats. The next one is June 26th to 28th, and it's here in Port Colborne. Okay. What the retreats do are help you get you clear on what's most important to you at the time of the retreat. This helps you start to dream again about the future you want to step into. And let me tell you that at one of my Passion Test workshops, and that's included in my retreats, the one person, when I was taking her through the process, she kept hesitating at one spot, one of her dream spots. And I finally said, okay, what's going on with this? What's going on with this one teacher thing? Well, she says, I want to start a business. And she explained about the business. And I said to her, and I don't even know where this comes from. It just comes to me. Well, what have you done about it? What do you want to, explain your business. Okay, do you have a business plan? And she said, oh, no, not that. And I said, well, you can just rough one up. When could you have one by? Oh, I don't know. Out of my mouth said, how about next Thursday? And she said, okay. But I didn't expect her to do it. That next Thursday at 11 o'clock at night, I'm at my computer and the email pinged and I opened it up and she said, here's my business plan. From there, 6 weeks later, she did a demonstration class and then she had to move and I didn't see her for 2 years. And when I saw her 2 years later at a Toastmaster meeting, by the way, I said, how are you? She said, oh, I am great. I am living my passions and it's all because of you. What do you mean? She said, I started my business. I changed it from what I originally wanted, but I'm running my business and I'm loving what I do. So that's one of the reasons you want to take the passion test. It gives you something you might want to try. Okay. And I talked to you about the fact that it gets you clear on what you want. And when you are clear, what you want will show up in your life only to the extent that you are clear. So that's what you want. And that's from the passion test.
Mhm.
When you give yourself permission to want what you want for you, your dreams will present themselves. Before I go any further, does anybody have any questions on this topic matter before I close it up?
Yep. How do we deal with what we've been told for so many years that when we're dreaming about something we would like to do, we're actually being selfish and we're not taking into consideration the needs of the members of our family?
Well, I've heard that one quite a bit, and you are being selfish, but it's time for you to be selfish. I'm going to say that. It's time, you've been spending all this time worried about the needs of your family. When do you worry about the needs of Jocelyn?
Mm.
When does your family worry about your needs? If we don't take the time to be good to ourselves, that's another part of my retreats, is that there is a whole big sections on self-care, being able to say yes to yourself, right?
Okay.
So that's what you say. I've been helping out and doing all this. It's my time, and it's a good thing to be selfish, to take care of you. Because what happens to those around you when you're happy?
Maybe they're happy too.
Oh yeah, that's the stone in the pond ripple, right? It makes a difference. You can do more for them when you're fulfilled than you can when you're overwhelmed. So, thank you for that question, Jocelyn.
Thank you.
Anybody else have a question? Barb.
Not so much a question, but maybe a comment. I think it is so important for women in particular, because we're all such busy creatures.
Yes.
You've got to have that me time.
Yes.
You have to schedule that. If you don't schedule it, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's during that time that I find my particular time is in the morning at 6 o'clock or 6:30 in the morning. I take my cup of coffee out to the hot tub, and that's my 20 minutes of peace and quiet, no phone, no absolutely nothing. And that's when I get a chance to think about things, talk about where I would like to go from here. But
Yeah.
I think it's so important. You have to schedule that time for yourself. If you don't, it just won't happen.
You know what, Barb? That's so very, very true. I'll tell you, when I was working at one of the office jobs I was at, and I was still working as a tour guide, the kids were probably transitioning out. No, it was after the kids had gone. I used to have to, I learned a mini meditation, and the only time I really got time for myself was when I went to the bathroom. And I would do this mini meditation, this 2-minute meditation, to bring me back to where I could function. So then if your me time is only 2 minutes in the bathroom stall, then there's a bit of a problem there. You need to take more time for yourself. Yeah, you're so right. I think how I survived working 2 jobs 6 days a week with this 2 small kids was that there were days on a Sunday, which was my day off, when if the kids were at their father's, that was totally my day. I might not have got dressed, but I did what I needed to do around the house, but that was my time. That's survival.
Yes.
Great comment. Thank you very much. Anybody else, anything?
I think one thing I should suggest is you got to marry the right person.
Well, you're darn right there, because I tell you, I did that wrong the first time.
Like, I'm not sure how you go about making sure.
Yeah.
But you can't, if you're married to somebody who discourages everything you do because you won't be doing this or you can't do that, or what am I going to do? It's tough.
It is tough.
And then, like I have to say, like, and I'm not complaining because God knows I did whatever I wanted when I wanted. and I had no complaints, really. I mean, it just was amazing that way. When we got married, I was on my way to medical school and I didn't
Really?
go. And I don't think I was like, I wanted to go, but I don't think it bothered me that I didn't.
No.
And I'm being pretty honest there. But I said, well, I don't know. I just, registered for university and blah, blah, blah. And he says, you will finish university. I will see to that. And he did.
Wow.
Never,
That's a caring husband.
I started right away taking courses. It took me a year or two more.
Yep.
And because I ended up with like a lot of kids. And I never did end up where I thought I was going. But then that didn't matter because where I ended up seemed to be the right place.
Absolutely. Well, in the passion tests, we talk about intention, attention, no tension. You know what you want. That's your intention. You do what you can to get it, but then you let go. Wherever it's going to take you, it's going to take you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the best thing to do is be grateful for that. Yeah.
Oh, I am.
So thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Did you have any comments, Kat?
No, right now I'm just putting things into perspective while I've been trying to write things down. So
Okay. Well, what I said to Jocelyn, I didn't do a slide presentation. I do my best thinking later, like the one I was working on, the workshop I was working on 2 days ago is not here. It changed on me. But what I suggested, if anyone is interested, if they give me their email, I will send them a PDF of this thing written out for them to make it easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this presentation, I have your permission to put it up on our channel on YouTube?
Absolutely, but I'm not finished. Let me finish. Okay.
Okay.
The only thing I wanted to say is that dreams are an important part of our lives. Look around. Everything around you right now. Am I in the right spot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, no, I am a little ahead of myself. But anyways, everything around you, look, that was made by a man or a woman or whatever, started out as an idea that grew into a dream that niggled somebody enough that they dared to make it a reality. And this evening we looked at the importance of dreaming, starting with why people stop dreaming. We looked at the power of dreams and how to begin dreaming again. As I said, and this may be repetitive, but dreams are an important part of living. Simply having a dream is enough for some, because it keeps your mind occupied with something good, something you want. Yet allowing your dreams to grow may just be what leads you to your next great adventure in life. John Maxwell, the author of Your Roadmap to Success, challenges us to dare to dream and act on that dream. Do it in spite of problems, circumstances, and obstacles, he says, because history is filled with men and women who faced adversity and achieved success in spite of it. Please, please, please don't let anyone, yourself included, talk you out of dreaming and your dreams. They are important to your well-being because of the hope they give you. They help you grow. They enable you to see past where you are and inspire you to take bigger steps. Dreams give you direction, motivation, and even a little passion for your life today, and they help you take your next step into creating your future possibilities. My name is Charmaine Grace, and I am your next step to possibility.
My goodness, Charmaine, this has been absolutely amazing. And I'm so happy that we can receive the words of your presentation in email. And this is also available to anyone that will listen to this on YouTube as well, as this will be on our channel. BPW Niagara Falls channel on YouTube. So thank you ever so much for today. It's been amazing
Thank
to
you for the
listen to you.
opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice presentation, Charmaine. And I think it's so important too to realize that some of this advice, I mean, you can take it irrespective of your age. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
It's, there's no limitations there whatsoever, but I did thoroughly enjoyed your presentation. It was great.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm feel blessed to have the opportunity to put it together and to do this. And this, of course, is why I started Dare to Dream retreats.
Yes.
Dare to Dream Again retreats, because Dare to Dream was taken, so I had to add something to it.
Yes. Okay. Thank
and
you. I will stop the recording and we can continue with our meeting. Thank